Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Anchorage Ice Tigers Draft to Glory franchise mode here in NHL 23. So in last episode, we took on the Calgary Flames in the first round of playoffs, and we made some quick, easy wins, and yeah, we basically won in 5 games. Basically because of 3 players in particular, but in general, our team actually had a really good first round defensively, offensively, all that type of thing. Mostly led by Hartnell, Vico, Bobkov, Parrott, those type of guys. Mostly, though, Vico and Hartnell. Vico had just a 4-goal game to close out that series. And then Ricardo Hartnell was absolutely insane in the first round. So I'm hoping that this team can continue doing what they've been doing into the round 2. Because if so, we might be unstoppable. And then goaltending-wise, the goaltending was really good from Spencer Pusher. He was a .923 save percentage through 287 minutes. So he played most of the series, except for 17 minutes where Novikov came in and didn't allow a single goal. So everything's looking pretty good with this team so far. We're scoring like 4 goals a game and only giving up like 2 goals a game. So everything is looking pretty good, and I'm hoping that we could get past this San Jose Sharks team in this second round and get ourselves to that conference finals again, because obviously there is quite a few players, at least Parrott and Claxton, that might end up retiring this offseason. So obviously we want to give them one more shot at a Stanley Cup if they are to retire this offseason. But let's show you guys the lines again for the San Jose Sharks, and then I think we're already going to get into this second round. I might make a little line adjustment, but it might be just putting Vico up in a higher line because he was so good, so we'll see. But here is the San Jose Sharks, and I think we definitely have a better chance of beating them as well, because they're technically, their top 6 is weaker than the Calgary Flames, but yeah, they were the 4th best team, I think, in our division that made the playoffs, so they might have been in a wild card spot. But yeah, in general, this team isn't really insanely built. They do have a good goaltender, but he didn't really have the best first round, so I think we definitely have a shot at beating them. But then again, the game could just literally be like, not this time around. Maybe this cheese team will be able to beat you instead. So you never understand on what actually makes a good team in this game, but there's that. Let's go to our edit lines for a second here. I think I'm going to move Vico to the second line instead of Gamble. Because Vico, yeah, he was fantastic. We did give him more power play time as well, so he already's been scoring a lot on the power play. But with Parrott dropping off, I think I'm going to move Gamble to the third line and then give Vico the opportunity to play into the top 6, because he has been scoring a lot. If he doesn't do well in that spot, maybe we'll move him back, because maybe he's good with Jancevski instead. But Vico has definitely earned that spot to be into the top 6. Other than that, though, I'm not going to touch anything else, because this team was gelling in the first round, and I really hope that they can continue to do so. Especially Ricardo Hartnell, because this guy's been on a mission. He had a 50-goal regular season for the first time in a couple of years, and in the playoffs so far, he's already got his highest point total since the year we went all the way to win a Stanley Cup in 2040. So we'll see if he continues on that path, because if he does, maybe he's favored for a Conn Smythe if we end up winning a Stanley Cup this year, but who knows. That's still a long ways away. We don't want to think about that yet, because it seems like every time I mention that, we end up losing. So let's get into the second round and see if we can take out the Sharks, who went to 7 games in round 1. Here we go. Game number 1 on home ice. We still have home ice for probably most of the playoffs. Let's see what happens. First period, 1-1, I'll take it. That's not too bad. They scored first on the power play, so our penalty kill hasn't been, I'd say, phenomenal in the playoffs. It's been okay, but it has been giving up a couple of goals, so that might be one thing I look at changing, at least going into the next game. Depends on how we win this game or if we lose it. But Darby tied it up for us, which is good, because Darby's been kind of an inconsistent player in this season, and in the playoffs so far he hasn't been there really either. So shots are 16-7 in favor of the Sharks, so a good first period for Pusher to keep us in it. Can we find a way to get the lead in the second period? Second period? Still 1-1, I'll take it still. Shots are pretty even now, 23-20 in favor of San Jose, but it is a 1-1 game, so this might be a pretty close series. Even though we look like we probably have the better team, with Parrott dropping off, it makes our top 6 probably look weaker than San Jose's, so let's see what happens in this third period, see if we can grab that lead, because we haven't had the lead yet in this game. Penalty kill. Please kill it off. Nicely done, boys. Hey, and Glenn Cross scores. He didn't score any points in the first round, so that's a good sign. But Grabeshkov answers right back for the Sharks. Yeah, this is definitely a close game here. Come on, boys. Final 5 minutes of the third period. Still tied at 2, and Ted Darby scores his second of the game. And that is enough to win us the game as Claxton gets the empty netter, and we have won game 1 against the Sharks. Pretty close shot-wise, and pretty close on the score chart as well. Good game from Darby. Love to see it, considering, like I said, he didn't have the best first round in his regular season. Numbers were, they left a lot to be desired, I'd say. They definitely needed to be better than where they were. Like 49 points for a guy that's getting paid $9 billion. Not really worth it, but if he could help us out in the playoffs, maybe it'll be worth it. So Darby from Keith and Smith-Pelly, Glenn Cross from Smith-Pelly and Howes, Darby from Claxton and Bouwmeester, and Claxton from Darby and Vico. So Vico might not have scored that game, but he did pick up an assist, so that's pretty helpful. And Pusher had another really good game. Pusher's had a good game in every game of this playoff so far, except for the one we lost against the Flames where we lost like 4-1. He's been locked in every other game, so that's a good sign considering last year he was terrible in the playoffs, so love to see it. So Darby the first star with 3 points, Pusher the second star, and Claxton the third. Good to see Claxton also picking up some points because he was a little bit quiet in the first round as well, but then again he has dropped off quite a bit, so I'm not expecting him to really pick up a ton of points, but if he ends up not being super good still, I might swap him and Jancevski in the lineup. We'll see. But here we go. Game number 2. We have a 1-0 series lead. Can we take a 2-0 series lead headed to San Jose? Let's see what happens. Joe Thornton's actually coaching for us, right? So he's coaching against the San Jose Sharks, which is kind of cool. So that would be a kind of a cool series to win in a sense. First period of Game 2. 3-2 San Jose. That's Pusher's worst period of this playoff run so far. Rasmussen makes it 1-0. Bobkov tied it up. Wyman gave them the lead. Vico tied it up. And then Burke got them the lead really late into that period. 3 goals against on 9 shots. I might have to turn to Novikov next game because maybe Pusher's started way too many games in a row. And maybe he just needs some rest. Like we had 17 shots and we scored 2 goals. Well, they scored 3 on 9. They scored on a 33% of their chances. So definitely need to find a way to maybe slow down the defensive play a little bit here, or in the offensive zone for the Sharks. Don't let them get a lot of shots on goal, because Pusher isn't really in his bag like he was for the first 6 games of this playoff run. Can we find a way to tie this game up in the second period, or even get the lead? Second period, 3-3. Okay, there we go. Vico scores. Let's go, Vico. I love Vico. This guy's a goal-scoring machine. He's still only getting paid under $2 million, which I feel kind of bad that I jibbed the guy off so badly 8 years ago or whatever it was at this point, but he has been a very good goal scorer and has helped us out considerably with the depth scoring. Without him, I think we would have missed the playoffs a couple years because of the fact that you need to have that depth scoring, and we didn't really have that before Vico came in and started being that third liner. So it's 3-3. The shots are 23-15 in favor of us. Can we get the lead in this game? We have not had the lead yet in this game, so let's see if we can find it. Come on, boys. Let's get that done. Power play opportunity, 5-on-3. We do not score on it, though. I'm kind of surprised. Albrecht gives the Sharks the lead. That's not good, but we answer right back with a power play goal. Derek Heath, but then Kapitanov gives the Sharks back the lead. God damn it. Yeah, Pusher is not playing that good this game. Penalty kill late. Come on, guys, let's tie this one up. And Atkinson gets the empty netter, and we unfortunately lose 6-4. That's definitely our worst defensive game of the entire playoffs. At least we had some good offense, but I am going to make some adjustments for that game. Bobkov from Keith and Darby, Vico from Hartnell and Bouwmeester, Vico from Claxton and Kleppis, and Keith from Danner and Claxton. Yeah, I'm definitely going to make some adjustments because that was not a great game for Pusher. Yeah, 792. So I think I'm going to put Novikov in net for next game and then maybe rework the defensive lines a little bit. Also maybe put Vico back to the third line. But that was definitely a rough game. I mean, at least we have a tie series, but we need to win at least one of these 2 games in San Jose. Because obviously losing both of them will not be good. So let's go to edit lines here. Rework some of our team a little bit. So yeah, Novikov will get the start just to give Pusher some rest. And in terms of this, let's see, can we make this look any better than it currently is? We could put Smith-Pelly to the top 6. Yeah, we'll do that, I guess. Move Smith Elliott to the top 6 just to make that top 6 pairing a little bit better. Novikov in net, and then forward-wise, any minus players on this line? Oh, I don't like Gamble's plus-minus at all. He's been a bit of a gamble. Let's move him back to the second line. Move Vico back to the third line. Even though I like Vico a lot, I don't like that plus-minus from Gamble, and I need to find him onto a line that maybe does much better. It's probably been the second line, though. That's the problem. Move Claxton and Jancevski. Let's try that as well. Just to see if we could find a way to get teams to being a little bit better on the defensive area. Yeah. And then in the system, do you have any guy we could call up if we need to? Wade Loynes we could call up at some point. He's a sniper, so he'd be more of an offensive threat to bring in. Yeah, there's not really a whole lot of guys to bring up. There's also Jorgen Haydeen if we run into really bad goaltending problems, but so far goaltending's not been that bad. It's only been that one game. So, yeah, let's see if we can rebound from that 6-4 loss and at least win one of these 2 games in San Jose, because I do not want to lose both of them. Because then, like I said, we'd have a higher chance of losing the series. So, here we go. Game 3 in San Jose. Can we rebound from that bad game and get our offense going to where it was last game and playing much better defensively? First start of the playoffs as well for Novikov. First period, 1-0 San Jose. Oof. Shots are 11-9 in favor of them, though, so Novikov, good first period, but unfortunately our offense wasn't really there, so hopefully our offense kind of wakes up in the second period, because or else maybe it'll just dry up, and I don't want it to dry up, obviously, so hopefully Hartnell could get back to where he was in the first round, because he's not off to a great start in the series, so second period, 3-1 San Jose. We tied the game up. It was Darby again on the power play, but Gerbeshov scored and Bloodhoff scores. That's not looking too good. I might have to change our penalty kill lines because they were struggling, and we continue to get goals against on the man advantage. Let's see what happens in this third period, but I think I'm going to make some more adjustments after this game. It sucks that Novikov's not having that great of a game, but then again, the offense hasn't shown up either, so that's also a bit problematic. So I might have to rework the lines even more. Yeah, because it's not scoring. It's not scoring at all. We're getting a lot of chances on net, and we don't even score in that third period. Actually, we do get one with 3 seconds left, of course. And we lose 4-2. Yeah, it's not good. That is not good at all. Darby from Danner and Claxton, and Gamble from Darby and Jancevski. Yeah, and Komachi's all of a sudden playing really good, too. Okay, so we definitely need to find a way to win this next game. Because if we lose this one, then we're going to have to pull off a coming down from 3-1. We need to get Hartnell back to where he was in round 1. Which means drastic changes, which means I think what I'm going to do here is going to maybe cause some disturbance in our lineup, but we are going to make some changes here to try and find a way to get this to work a bit better. So Avery Parrott's going to get moved to his natural position at center. Who's a better shooter of Jancevski and stuff? Jancevski's 3.5, Gamble 3.5 as well, but I think he has more power. Actually, maybe I'll go with Jancevski on the wing. Yeah. I think we're going to go with something like this. I could also throw Lucic into the lineup, maybe instead of a 4th liner. Yeah, I'm going to take Sabrin out. I know he has a goal in this playoff run, but I need to have better defensive options. Sabrin's there to fight people mostly, if he has the opportunity, but rework those lines quite a bit. And we're going to run with Vico, Keith, Bobkov, Hartnell, Parrott, Darby, Gamble, Claxton, Jancevski. I don't really know. I know we're only down in the series by 1 game, but we need to find a way to rework this lineup so that we could get wins again. Pusher will start this game as well. Hopefully he's well rested, and hopefully we can tie the series up. I know we're only down by a game, but we need to make some sort of changes. Actually, also our penalty kill. Let me do that quickly too, because or else I'll forget again. But let's rework the penalty kill a little bit. So let's say Gamble off the penalty kill. Let's put in... let's put on Vico on the penalty kill. I know he's a sniper, but we'll put him on the penalty kill as maybe a threat. Try and be a little bit more aggressive on that. And then we'll throw Jancevsky on instead of Glenn Cross. Yeah, we're just going to try something random. See if our penalty kill can improve. Because if our penalty kill improves, maybe we'll have a better shot. But I do not like our play these last 2 games. We've given up 10 goals. We've scored 6. So our offense has been still okay. But the goals against is way much higher than it was last round. Here we go. Let's tie this series up here, boys. This is a very important game, or else we're going to have to win 3 straight, which we can do, but it's going to be a tough task. First period of a very important game 4. Down 1-0. The offense is dried up. These last 2 games, we haven't scored as much. I know I said the offense was good, but it hasn't been good the last 2 games. Or at least the last 4 periods. Shots are 12-11 in favor of San Jose as Grabeshkov has their only goal. We need to find a way to tie it up in the second period here or get the lead, or else we're running into problems here, boys. Come on, boys. Second period. 2-2. There we go. There we go. That's what we needed. McDermott made it 2-0. Keith and Claxton score, so 2 of the older guys. And it's a 2-2 game going into the third. We do also have the shot advantage, 28-21, so much better offensive period. Can we find a way to take that lead? Because, like I said, this is kind of a must-win game here. Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. Let's force this game to go to at least 6 games. Long power play. Holy crap, we had a power play for like half the third period, but we didn't score on it. That's not good. Hey, Parrott, let's go, Avery. Let's go. Channel Hall of Famer right there. Gives us the lead late in the game. Final few minutes. And we do have a tie series. Let's go. That's a huge goal from Parrott and a huge win from the boys. We are down 2-0. We rallied back with 3 unanswered and win that game. 3 old men score in that one. No youngster. Keith from Danner and Bobkov, Claxton from Jancevsky and Danner, and Parrott from Hartnell and Howes. 3 stars of the game. Komachi for them. He had not a great goals against average, but his save percentage was really good because we fired a lot of shots that game. Paired the second star, and Pusher returned back to form again, so good that Pusher got a little bit of rest, and he was ready to get us that win. The question is, can he play good for 2 games in a row again like he was doing before? Because now if we win this game on home ice, we're setting ourselves up for a good spot, but at the same time, who knows, it could still go to 7 games. I could easily see the series going 7 games the way it's been. It's been pretty back and forth, so let's keep the team the exact same. See if we could take a 3-2 series lead here. Come on, boys. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. First period of Game 5. Down 1-0 again. Rasmussen scored very early on, 13 seconds in. Shots are 15-9 in favor of us. I don't like that we keep giving them the lead early in games, but as long as we're able to respond in the second, that might be an okay thing for us, but still, I don't like giving up early goals. Because it kind of sets the tone for the rest of the game, right? Can we find a way to tie it up or take the lead in the second? Come on, boys. Let's do what we did last time. Second period. 2-1. Okay, that's okay. Hartnell ties it up. But Boumedienne restores the lead for the Sharks. We're outshooting them 26-14. Yeah, Komachi has definitely been really solid these last 2 games, which is not good considering he didn't have the best first round, but all of a sudden he's playing pretty good against us. So let's see what happens in this third period, see if we're able to tie this game up at 2, because if we lose this one, we might be eliminated in San Jose. We'd have to win on the road, so the force of Game 7. Let's see what happens. Come on, boys. Let's tie this one up. Parrott, somebody on the team. Vico. Oh, my goodness. Kravchenko scores, and it's 3-1 San Jose. Come on, guys. Can we get one back, please? No, we can't. Dalbrick makes it 4-1. And we're going to be on the brink of elimination here in round 2. Which is not great considering we had such a great first round, and all of a sudden the second round has not been that consistent. The offense has been definitely way worse. Same with the defensive play. I just don't really know what to do at this stage. Yeah, Komachi's definitely turned it around for the Sharks. We got to find a way to win this next game and stay off elimination. We got to do what we did last game where we won 3-2. Find a way to win that game. Because if we win that game, we go to a Game 7 where anything could happen, which would be good. But if we lose this game, obviously our season's done. And yeah, Hartnell's definitely had a much worse second round here. He was off to an incredible start off to round 1, but so far, not so much here into round number 2. Let's rework our lines a little bit. Let's put Hartnell and Parrott on opposite sides this time around. Let's go with Claxton there again. Let's put our lines almost back to the way they were. Because maybe they just need to be back to the same way. Lucic has been not that great in those 2 games. We're going to go back to Sabrin in the lineup as well, I think. What was the other depth option that we had? Oh, Addison. Let's try and throw in Addison. Why not? Might work out in our favor. Might work out. It also might backfire, but might as well take that chance. We'll go back to Danner on the top as well. And we'll try and flip Tulipov and Smith-Pelly again. Just go back to the way we had it. And, we're going to go back to Novikov. That might be a risk, but I'm going to go to Novikov this game again. Hope that he forces a Game 7. And if we go to a Game 7, then I'd probably go back to Pusher. But this might be the last game of Claxton and Parrott's career. It might be the last game we see these guys in Anchorage. So salute them while you can, because this might be the last time we see them in that lineup screen. I really hope it's not the last time we see them, but it honestly is looking like it more and more. So let's see if we can stay alive. Obviously, it's got to be a real-time simulation. Come on, boys. Let's do this for Parrott and for Claxton. We got to win a Stanley Cup this year. Yeah? Got to do it. Let's see what happens. See if Vico and Hartnell could get going in this game. Because Vico's also been a little bit quiet here in this round. Power play opportunity. 5-on-3. And once again, we do not capitalize. So our power play is all of a sudden not doing too well either. And that might be the difference too. Because our power play was good earlier, but now it's not doing so good against the Sharks. Shots are 11-7 in favor of us, but nobody scored in that first period. So at least we're not trailing after 1 like we've been doing for the last few games. But still, we're kind of playing into the San Jose Sharks' favor in a sense by not scoring goals. Let's see what happens in the second period. See if we can get that lead. This is a very important period for us. Come on, Parrott. Come on, Keith. Someone. Hartnell. Atkinson scores 1-0 San Jose. It's okay, Novikov. It's not your fault. Penalty kill. Come on, guys. Kill that off, please. Nicely done. Still down by a goal here. And we are going into the third period. Down by a goal. And if we're still down by like a goal with like 5 minutes to go, I think we're going to watch it just because you never know with Parrott and stuff like that if it's the last time we're going to get to see them in games. So this is a big period. Let's go down to 4-time simulation for this third period. We need a goal to tie this game up or else we're getting eliminated in here in round 2. Where I thought we had probably a better shot at beating San Jose than we did actually against Calgary. Because Calgary looked like a better team, even though they were technically worse than San Jose. Let's see what happens here in this third period. The last period potentially of a couple guys' careers. Hopefully it's not. And Boomingen makes it 2-0 early on. That's not good. Novikov, you got to stop stuff. Derek Keith pulls us within 1. Agostino, the 76 overall goalie's in net randomly now. Parrott ties the game up on the power play. Let's go. Avery says he's not going to retire today. He's going to pull off a Jorgensen where he scored late and then it didn't really matter, but you never know. Parrott and Keith. Leave it to the old guys. I might intervene soon just because it's him. Oh no, Gerbeshkov scores in San Jose, has the lead again. Yeah, we're intervening and watching the rest of this. Literally, that goal from Parrott is eerily similar to the last goal Jorgensen scored because Jorgensen scored a late goal in the last game of his career. So let's hope that that wasn't the same thing for Parrott. Hopefully this isn't the last time we see these guys. If we go to a Game 7, that'd be nice, but let's force us an overtime at least in this game here, boys. We do not have a lot of time. We got to win in San Jose, which is tough. They've been responding quite well to our goal scoring. And yeah, our offense definitely hasn't been on the same level as it was when we played the Calgary Flames. But come on, let's get a way to tie this game back up. We don't want this to be the last time we see like Claxton as well. Claxton throws a hit. Here's Gerbeshkov with it, who's been pretty dangerous in the series. He walks in. Nice poke check by the youngster Klepis. Takes that away. Here's Danner. Can't get by. He's got it again. Throws it over to Glencross. Going cross walks in with a shot in Agostino to save. Seems weird saying Agostino with the save. But they have the 76 overall in net, so we might be able to find a way to tie this one up here. You never know. Hartnell's currently second in playoff points right now, but he hasn't really had a lot in this second round, so we need him to get a goal here too. Parrott's out there on the ice with the captaincy. Nice to see that. Keith turns it over. That's dangerous. Klepis gets back to it. Klepis to Hartnell. Over to Keith. Derek Keith has scored some big goals in these games that we've watched. He throws it out front and nobody's able to get a shot. Come on, boys. We need to get some pressure here. Maybe draw a power play. That would be nice. Loose over there, and we can't get it. It's poked randomly off the stick, and now it's back with Grabeshkov again, who's going all insane. Finds Kravchenko. I thought we almost took a penalty there for high staking, but we didn't. Darby up to Parrott. The old man running. Can't get by. Klepis now with it. The DFD. It's over to Parrott. To Keith. Keith walks in. Can't get by. Atkinson gets poke check. Darby a shot. And now it's Komachi in net. What the heck? That's weird. So they flipped their goaltenders here in this late in the third period. I don't know what the heck happened with that. That's weird. That is weird. Oh well. So they played two goalies in this last 5 minutes. Claxton at the draw. He can't win it. Might be the last shift for Claxton here. Which is not great, but it is what it is. Watch, none of them are going to retire, and then this game's not going to be really mean as much. Oh, huge save there. Saves our season. Atkinson walks out front. Jeez, guys, you got to play much better defensively than that. You can't let a guy just drive to the net. Good save there by Pusher to save our season. We only got 1 minute and 11 seconds left to tie this game up. It's not a lot of time. Not a lot of time at all. Claxton wins the draw. Smith Pelly with it. He throws it up to Gamble. We're into the final minute. We should be pulling our goalies soon, if the coaches are smart enough. Darby with a shot. It's blocked. Rebounded. Great chance. And Komachi makes a huge save. Gee. That was crazy. Now we pull the goaltender. Claxton out front and he turns it over. No, get it away, guys. You can't just let the guy shoot on an empty net in a game like this. Regier shoots it off the side of the post. Jeez, that was dangerous. Smith Pelly up to Darby. We're into the final 35 seconds. Claxton with it. Claxton. Hartnell walks in. Hartnell still with it. Shoots. It stopped. Rebound off the side of the post, I think, by Claxton. Hartnell again. Darby a shot. It's loose. And another save. Jeez, we're getting a lot of chances. I like that at least we're getting chances, but it's not looking like we're going to tie this one up here. Forsturm to Regier. Get it away, guys. Don't give him time. Don't give him time. Nice hit. You only have 11 seconds left to get up the ice, so you got to break it out here. Gamble. Over to Darby. Final few seconds left. Darby holds up. 2 seconds left. Bouwmeester can't get the shot, and we are eliminated in 6 games in round 2, unfortunately. The team just could not get anything going really in that last little bit there. We kind of wasted a bit too much time with getting back up the ice. Like, we just needed a shot on goal there, but Darby decided to elect to the point. And unfortunately, after a great first round, we lose in the second round to a team that didn't look as threatening as that first round team. But, is this the last time we see Claxton and Parrott? That's the one thing I'm mostly worried about. Because if those guys come back, that would be great, but they're also going to be much lower overall next season if they do come back. But is that the last time we see those guys? Is it? Most of the team at least will be back again next season, but at least Parrott scored a goal, but it didn't really matter in the end, just similar to Jorgensen. So let's go to instant replay, take a look at those guys again, because it might be the last time we see them. So let's see, where is Claxton out there right now at this point? I know he was out there for part of the last minute. Yeah, there he is. So there's Claxton. Let's get at least one nice look at him for a potential screenshot, because obviously he is one of these guys that are probably one of the better players in the series. So let's get a nice screenshot of him here, not with his eyes closed. There you go. There he is. There's Miles. Second round pick and maybe a retiree this offseason. And let's find Parrott, because we know Parrott was out there a little bit as well in the final few minutes. Just going to keep on going like this till we get a chance where he was out there. Where are you, Avery? I think he's out there now, right? Maybe? No, he's not out there yet. Once we see number 40 out there, we know that he's out there. I know I saw him out there a little bit. I just need a good screenshot of him because he's probably one of the best players I've drafted. So He's definitely our best goal scorer of all time, but is he out there yet? No, he's not. Should be soon. It's probably after this face-off took place, or before this face-off took place. Yeah, I think it's right around here, right? It's got to be. Yep, there he is. Let's get him on a good spot here, too, for a good screenshot. Where is he? Right there. There he is. There he is, Avery, the Hungarian. What a goat, with Ted Darby right behind him. Salute to Avery Parrott in maybe his last NHL game. So there's that. And then go to the player stats as well while we're at it. Parrott had 2 points in potentially his last NHL game. That sucks. It sucks. If only Hartnell had a good second round and Vico continued what his play was like in that first round, because those guys were fantastic round 1, a little bit more quiet in round 2. That sucks. Let's take a look at those player stats anyways, and then we'll see the award winners, retirements, and wrap up another season here in Anchorage. We're getting pretty close to the end of this series, which also kind of sucks. But Hartnell 17 points, Vico 10 points, and then yeah, it's everybody else was under point per game. So pretty much it was just Hartnell that we were relying on too much. Claxton had a really good last round though. Let's see their stats. Like, look at that, Avery Parrott. Over a point per game in his career in the playoffs. And, yeah, this might be it for him. And then you have Miles Claxton, who was a really, really solid steal as well. In potentially his last year as well. We'll see if those guys retire. Actually, let me take a look at the rest of the player stats as well, because I know that, Jeff, if you're watching this video or not, you're going to have to put this into our spreadsheet here. So let me just scroll through all the rest of these player stats. Bouwmeester was tragic defensively in that round especially. Yeah, a lot of bad plus minuses on the team because of that round. And then goaltending wise, there's Pusher Novikov. Sucks that we could not force a game 7. That sucks. Let's simulate up to the awards and wrap up this season. Who is going to win the Stanley Cup in 2044? The Colorado Avalanche, and then the Toronto Marlies win the AHL. So the Colorado Avalanche winning in year 1. Who did they win over? The Philadelphia Flyers. Let's take a look at Colorado's roster, because I don't really know what they're made up of. Any former players, that's what I'm curious about mostly. But let's see. Lilia, Delisle, Goddard, Grice, Getty. Don't recognize really too much of these guys. Yeah, I don't think we had any of these guys on our roster, so that's interesting. And goaltending wise, Shing was really good. And oh my goodness, Michael Bissick. I let him go a couple episodes ago. He was their backup goaltender. He had a really good playoffs too. He wins the Stanley Cup. So congrats to him. Didn't ever get to play in the regular season until his time with Colorado, because we only played him for 1 game in the playoffs. And yeah, he goes on to win a Stanley Cup with Colorado. So congrats to Bissick. He was a 4th round pick, so nice to see him win a Stanley Cup. Unfortunately, it's not with us, but still, that is pretty nice to see. Always glad to see former players winning Stanley Cups. St. Louis won the President's Trophy this year, and we'll see at Colorado. Philly in the finals. Clarence Knighty won the Art Ross. Jacobson the Hart. Lawrence won the Norris. Magnuson the Bing. Toivonen in the Calder for Calgary. Vignetti wins the Conn Smythe. Pettinen, the goalie for Nashville, wins his 2nd straight Vezina and his 2nd straight Jennings. Lanier wins the Masterton. Tavares wins the Jack Adams. Guerin wins the Selke for the Islanders. Jacobson the Lindsay. Magnuson and Tuomainen share the Richard. Tuomainen actually also won last year. Interesting. So there's that. AHL-wise, do we have any awards for our AHL players? P. Korea. Is that a Paul Korea in Nationals AHL team? I don't know. That's so funny. So there is that. Let's see about the retirements, because this is all we've been kind of waiting for, is finding out if Parrott and Claxton are done in the NHL. Carolina, Vegas, New Jersey, Arizona, and LA is the top 5 of the draft. And here is the retirements coming up. Did Parrott and did Claxton retire? No. Avery Parrott does not retire, which means he has a chance He is already re-signed for next year. He has a chance to come back and hit 800 goals if he has another 30-plus goal season. Let's go. And I don't know if Claxon did. Claxon might have because we can't see him from this point. But let's start off with goalies and make our way to centers because we know Claxon's a center. So the best goalies to retire, Brandon Nicholas is the best. Surprisingly, I don't even recognize that guy's name, but he had 453 wins. Hey, Kurt Duncan retires. Former goalie of us that we drafted 5th round in 2027. He has been more of an AHL goaltender, but he retires. Don't think he was on our Stanley Cup winning team, but still, there's Kurt Duncan. Shout out to him. Any other former players here? Not on goaltending-wise. Defensively, best defenseman to retire was Suglobov, who we just lost to in round 2. Any former defenders? Not that I'm seeing right now. Yeah, I don't recognize any of these guys. I'm kind of surprised that we didn't have a retirement there. Tara Savonin. And we did draft this guy in the 2nd round. I did recognize this dude. Retires at 31. Played 70 games with us, but mostly was an AHL defenseman. So there's Savonin. Anybody else on the defensive front? No. Right wing wise, any former players over there? Well, Felix Balzer retires in our AHL system. We brought him back. He's been more of an AHL player than anything, but not a hugely great player. But he retires at 35. Former 2nd rounder. Didn't get a huge shot with our team. And Vanden Bush also retires at 34. So, couple former bottom 6 options deciding to call it quits. And I don't think Vanden Bush won a Stanley Cup with us, but he might have. I don't know. I don't think he did. He might have got to the finals one year, but that's it. So there's a couple former players. Left wing wise, any former players? Hey, Jay McKee. That's funny as heck. So, any former players here on the left wing side of things? Not looking like it right now. I'm kind of surprised. I am kind of surprised. Center wise, no. Miles Claxon did not retire, which means we'll have to re-sign him, but wow. The 2 old men that we thought would retire this year did not retire, which means they at least have 1 more season left in them, but I expected them really to retire this year. Boumedienne retired, that guy we just literally played against. Over 1,000 points. Some pretty big names retiring, but surprisingly not Parrott. Surprisingly not him. Yeah, not a lot of former players either, so there is the retirements. I'm glad that we already signed Parrott for next season, but at the same time, we're not going to have a whole lot of cap space, and we got to bring back Claxon, and then also Bouwmeester might be gone because of that, but that's okay, I guess. Scout retired, that's USA East, so remind me about scouting, or getting a new scout for there. Continue simulating. And let's wrap up the rest of the season. So let's first take a look at progress reports here. Sort by modified. Yeah, Parrott's dropping off so much. 81 overall, but like I said, if he hits 30 plus more goals next season, he'll hit 800, and he's almost played 1,600 games as well. So he'll come back for one last hurrah, potentially. And yeah, Claxon's dropping off a cliff as well. He's listed as a depth forward. And he has the ability to potentially hit 900 points. So that's pretty awesome. We'll definitely have those 2 guys in our lineup regardless next season, as long as we could sign them back up again. And then we got in the system-wise, development-wise, Fitzgerald's been getting better. Hayden's pretty much ready to be a backup. So I don't know what we do goalie-wise. I think we might have to let go of Novikov, and then Hayden could come in as the backup. Defensively, we're getting growth from St. Jacques as well as Cunningham, surprisingly considering he's a top 6 defenseman. Faniganov's getting growth, same with O'Donnell, Nables. So we're getting good growth in our system, which is nice, but don't know how long until these guys actually make it. Lauren Moore is close to making the NHL too. Same with Schultz. So some of these guys might be able to just barely get into our lineup in the last few years if we suffer big retirements, but there's that. Let's go to the contract situation. So we probably won't have a lot of cap space. So I'm thinking Bouwmeester's gone, Glenn Cross might be gone, and in Jansevsky, a lot of the RFAs will be qualified. But obviously, Miles Claxton, we definitely want to re-sign him. Right now, it looks like he wants like half of what we're going to have for cap space, so that's kind of concerning. I don't think he's going to get paid that, which means we might be able to see him drop his asking price, but I definitely want him to retire with this club. So, there is who is up for renewal. Goalie-wise, Novikov is a pending UFA, so we could bring him back, or we could trust in youngster and Hayden, because Hayden is, ready to be a backup goaltender. So we'll see what we end up doing with that situation. And final thing, the draft class. Let me actually see where we're drafting first. We have the 27th overall pick. So we're drafting quite late, so we're going to probably try and see if we find any steals around that point. Sucks to lose in round 2 again, but I knew that this window is kind of closed anyways for us, so as long as we continue making the playoffs, it's okay. Cade Crosby, medium top 9. Son of Sid. Hey, there's a lowly OFD. I like that. I mean, this guy's probably not going to make it before the end of the series, but we'll pin him. Can't go wrong with a low-lead offensive defenseman. I mean, you can, but still. Any huge steals? A medium elite goalie, but we're never going to get to see the light of day with these guys, but we'll still pin them anyways. Just because might as well still at least set up our team for future success, even when we're not here, you know? Let's see, any low elites? Any low elites other than that one guy? Almquist. 5 years out, but I'm supposed to go undrafted. We'll definitely take that guy late round for sure. But it doesn't look like there's really any first round low elites, so I honestly might just take the OFD. There's also a guy that's listed as a gem, another Bowmeister. But he's 19, we'll maybe take him at some stage, who knows, since he's a gem. But in general, this draft class isn't looking that insane of one. There's a medium top 6, supposed to go in like 5th round, so we'll pin him too, might as well. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Anchorage Ice Tigers Draft Glory franchise mode. So in next episode, we'll take it to the draft and off season as we look to kind of maintain our roster as much as possible and hope that we're still a good team, even with like the old guys dropping off and us potentially losing players. We still should have a solid roster, but the window might be very close to closing on us in terms of actually being a playoff team and all that type of thing. So let me know what you think down below, and I'll see you guys next time.